time for another culling of the collection video. Shelf by shelf, a look at another shelf of my collection and see if there are any Blu-rays on it that, well, I don't want anymore, that I can bin and throw away. But let's take a look. Okay, so as you can see, I do have considerable amount of movies kicking around. This is just the Blu-rays. Pretty much, you know, I've got special editions down there. I've got steelbooks on all these shelves here. I've got lots of superhero fare on the shelves over there. And I've got a lot of collector's editions that go all the way down there. Behind all these figures, you can't see them, but there we go. Now, as you can see, I do have a lot of films, and that was this. So as you can see, I do have a lot of films, and if I want to continue collecting films, then I think the best thing that I can do is actually cull some, is actually remove some from collection. Bin some, throw them away, send them to a charity shop, send them to CEX. No, none of those. I can't do none of that with it. So what I'm going to do, what I am doing, if you don't know from previous, I will tell you again, is I am getting together all of the films that I don't want. There's a huge stack down there at the moment. And then when all is said and done, when I've done with this video series, I'm going to go through them. Some of them might be worth something, because I need you should look. If you're doing this yourself, make sure that what you're getting rid of isn't out of print, isn't actually one of those little gems that might have a little bit of a value to it. Because if it is, you could still sell it. You could sell it on eBay, whatever, get a little bit of money returned, a little bit of money to help you go back into the collection. But anything else, anything that I don't deem worth getting rid of in that sense, which will be the majority of it, I'm going to do a video at the end showing all of the titles, and anyone that wants them can claim them. Postage only. Yeah, I think that's fair. That's what I'm going to do with it. Pass them on into the community to people who may want to add a few titles here that, you know, that they might want. Now, this isn't just films that I don't want, in a sense. There are some that I don't want, things along down the line I've picked up in CEX, in Poundland, just to watch because they were so damn cheap. And then there's the others that have been upgraded. Blu-rays that have been upgraded to 4K, Blu-rays that have been upgraded into box sets or something like that. Now, I'm not doing this to all of the steelbooks or the superhero collection or the special edition and 4Ks. It's literally just Blu-ray films. So let's begin with another shelf, and I'm doing this on a shelf by shelf basis because it's not so overwhelming for me, and also the video doesn't go any longer than 30 minutes for yourself or thereabouts. So with this one, I've got to get low onto the floor, down the bottom, and I hate doing that. I hate sitting on the floor. It's so damn difficult to get back up. But there we go, the struggles of getting old. I can get back up, just about. It's not the most comfortable of things, but there we go. So let's get down low and see what this shelf has to offer. Okay, so the shelf that we are looking at today, let me just tilt the camera, is this shelf down here. So we're going to go through all the stuff here, all the stuff laying along the top, and see how many titles I can sort of rid myself of on this shelf. Now, generally, it's funny, it's sort of been working out about a dozen titles per shelf. Maybe about 14, 13, around that sort of a number. This shelf's got a little bit more on it. So we shall take a look. Let me start at this end. What do we have here? Okay, so first up, we have, put that there, that's just like this is for the Friday the 13th box set that I have. That's like the J card-esque thing. Okay, so first up we have a film here that was a recent pickup, start of this year, latter part of last year, and it is the movie, whoops, just dropped it, The Flood. It's a B movie. Stars Casper Van Dien. But if you think of the movie Crawl, Assault on Precinct 13 and Con Air all combined into one, you pretty much get what this film is, but with a low budget. The alligators don't look fantastic, but I like creature features. I have a lot of fun with them, and Casper Van Dien wasn't too bad in this movie. So I did have it on Blu-ray. I gifted it to Chris over at Cyber Sigma Screen Time to watch. So DVD I had it on, and the Blu-ray was a German release because we didn't get it on Blu-ray in this country, just DVD. I did do a review of this film at time of, before it came out on DVD. And then we have here a film that I've yet to watch, and it is Fallen, with Denzel Washington and John Goodman. Yeah, I need to watch that. I do need to get round to that. And here's a great film starring Denzel Washington, and I do have a double of this, so it will fall into that pile, because it was one of those ones. This is the problem, what happened with me going into CEX all the time, is that if there was a film that I've bought that I haven't seen, I forget that I've bought it, and then I buy it again, and I end up with doubles like that. So that's part of the reason also why I've stopped going in. And it is Denzel Washington again with Viola Davis in the movie Fences, which is actually based upon a stage show, I believe, stage play. Denzel Washington's a fantastic actor. I cannot fault him in anything that he does. He's very watchable, and I do like his films. So Fences is a keeper. So I'm just sort of adjusting. I'm just adjusting the camera to get the microphone a bit closer to me. So continuing on, what do we have? Okay, I picked this up. 12 quid I paid for that. Bloody hell. But no, it was a fun film. Another creature feature. Idris Elba with the lions. A lot of fun. A bit stupid. I did sort of have... I did pick it apart, but at the same time I had fun with it. Idris Elba and Beast. Constantine. Now, Constantine is a comic book movie. It's based on a comic book by Vertigo called Hellblazer. DC. Vertigo is a DC imprint. Constantine is the character, John Constantine. There was a TV show, and he formed part of the DC CW verse, Legends of Tomorrow crew. So really, this film should be over in the comic book section. So that's got to go over there. It's not staying here on this shelf. Then we have Matthew McConaughey and Jodie Foster in Contact. Where was this? This was late 90s, wasn't it, I believe. I'm going to keep that. Harrison Ford and Paul Bettany in Firewall. I picked it up cheap. I haven't seen it since the film came out, and I need to rewatch it. I do need to watch it again. And so this is one of those ones where I'm questioning how good it is, because I don't remember much about it, and it needs to be watched down the line, and it could be one that falls into one that I eventually get rid of. Then we have Edward Scissorhands. I'm so bad with these stickers. I do... although that one's not bad at removing. Yeah, Johnny Depp, Tim Burton, Edward Scissorhands. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just removing that sticker. And that's picked up for £4. That was a pretty good film. And then we have two bootlegs of Chris Hemsworth in Extraction. Extraction 1 and Extraction 2. These were both very good. I enjoyed them. They were Netflix films, weren't they? Hence why no release. Would be nice to get a release of them. So let's carry on with another Netflix bootleg. I think it was Netflix. And it was Chris Evans and Anna de Armas in Ghosted. And, what's his face in it? Royce from Predators. Adrian Brody. So again, bootleg, so I'll keep that. And I didn't mind the film. Now I'm not doing. I feel like I'm not doing well. I feel like, you know, there's not going to be a lot off the shelf I want to get rid of. The Departed, you know, film sort of speaks for itself, doesn't it? Martin Scorsese, DiCaprio, Damon, Nicholson, Wahlberg, great cast. Then we have a classic from years before, Electric Dreams. You know the song, Together in Electric Dreams. Virginia Madsen stars in this. She was very attractive back in the day. She was in Highlander 2 as well. Obviously a keeper for the collection. Another bootleg. A film never got a physical media release on Blu-ray in this country, at least. Forever Young, Mel Gibson. It's that kind of man out of time story, which I do like, Captain America style. So it's a bootleg, so I'm not getting rid of it, because I got it for a reason. Then we have from 88 films, Sylvester Stallone, Robert Patrick with T-1000 Terminator in Detox. Keeper, obviously. And from Arrow now, with the book inside, it's the movie Bound. Jennifer Tilly, Gina Gershon and Joe Pantoliano. I'm not doing very well. Abominable. It's in the kids section. I have kids films. When the grandchildren come over, because I don't have streaming services. I don't even have a TV license. I've got Disney Plus, but that's probably on the go soon. They can choose from all these kids films that I've got, and it should be around there in that section. So let's carry on. Gerard Butler in Chase. I can't remember the proper title, or the UK title for this film. This is the one that's a bit like a remake of the movie Breakdown, the Kurt Russell 1997 Jonathan Mostow film, where his wife goes missing, and he goes into a place, comes out, his wife's been kidnapped or whatever, and he's got to try and find her. I like Gerard Butler. Some of his films are pretty good. This wasn't bad. Again, German copy obtained. It's still sealed. Let me open it. I ain't got a knife here, so just look away. On the canine teeth that I use. Let's have a look if it has a reversible sleeve. It does not. It does not. So yeah, Chase. What's the UK title? Drop it down in the comments down below. I cannot remember. Here we have Frank and Weenie. Sorry if I start sniffing. It's quite dusty down here. Picking these up is stirring up some dust. And Frank and Weenie should be in that kids section as well. So keep that. Criminal. I haven't watched it. But it stars Kevin Costner, Gary Oldman, Tommy Lee Jones, Alice Eve and Gal Gadot. I should really watch it. I should really watch some of these films. I should do a shelf by shelf, like myself. I'm not saying film it. And say, I haven't watched this film, I'm going to watch it. I want something to watch, I've not seen this, watch it. And do that and get my way through these. Fanboys. I think that can go. So that's my first one. Even though I'm a fanboy myself, and there's probably a lot of humour in it, and I don't think I'll ever rewatch it. Then we have Fall. One about two girls who go up the tower. Still sealed. Pretty good film though. Pretty good film. Worked for me. Then we have Still Sealed from Germany. Come Back, Mr. Dundee. I shouldn't really keep it, but I will. Yes, I know I'm not being very good in this one. Then we have a Christmas film, Family Man. Probably the cruelest of Christmas films I've ever seen. I did do a review of it. I did go into why I think it's a very cruel film. It's a good film though. I like Nicolas Cage. So that's the top done, as in the ones that are laid flat along the top. So now we're going to start going along the bottom, and hopefully, well, we'll find some stuff, but it's not looking good on this shelf, I'll be honest with you. as in stuff to get rid of. So The Founder with Michael Keaton. I was never interested in the story of how McDonald's came about, but then I watched this film, and much like Air, it was just kept me watching. I never knew that I wanted to know or needed to know about how McDonald's, or in the case of Air, Nike signed Michael Jordan. How McDonald's came about. Michael Keaton, I like Michael Keaton, he's a great actor. And yeah, this is a enjoyable movie. Frozen. I would watch that again, yes. That's one where they're trapped up on the ski lift. The thingy chair. Faces in the Crowd with Mila Jovovich. I like Mila Jovovich films. I like Mila Jovovich films, and that goes for Future World as well, which I really shouldn't keep. But I do have a Blu-ray of it somewhere. So, yeah. I do feel like I'm not... And I got another Mila Jovovich film, Fourth Kind. But I've never actually watched it. I should watch it. I obviously put them like that. That weren't a coincidence. Then we have Footloose. Kevin Bacon, classic film. Deluxe edition. As I'm filming this, the steelbook of Footloose is just about due out round the corner. And I am getting it. It's a lovely looking steelbook. So I'm going to put that in the to-go pile. It's a good film. And then we got Firefly, the complete series. And really, I feel like I should put it on the other shelf over here, just with the movie Serenity. I have 2 copies of Serenity. So one of them will join that pile when we get to that shelf. But which one would you choose? No, stop. Focus on the shelf you're meant to focus on. Fargo. Great film. Even the TV show was very good. Then we have From Dusk Till Dawn trilogy. I have them no other way other than like this, so obviously it's a keeper. Then we have Fury with a slip. Fury, it feels quite heavy release. Why is it so heavy? There's a booklet in there. There's a booklet on the making of the film. Now, I've got a really itchy back. Mastered in 4K as well. Mastered in 4K. So what I'm going to do, because I've got Fury in a steelbook across the way, I'm going to keep that booklet. I'm going to add that to the pile, because the booklet will go into my steelbook. And yes, itchy back. And if you hear some banging, that's a tortoise. Next up, Nicolas Cage in Face Off. Face Off. Obviously a keeper. I don't lord over this film like most other people do. I do prefer The Rock. I do prefer Con Air. It's a good film. I don't think it's as good as what people make it out to be, though. Then we have a classic in Fantastic Voyage. Sort of predecessor to Inner Space, where people get shrunk down into and injected into the human body. It's a good film, good sci-fi film, and the effects, it's all practical. It's all done practically. Obviously, it had to be. It's great. Then we have Falling Down with Michael Douglas, another great film that anyone should be proud to have in their collection. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I'm wondering if I've got a 4K steelbook for this, or a 4K version. I know it came out. I think I got it, but I didn't get... It was Dracula I didn't get in 4K, but I think I got 4K of this. But I'm not sure. So that would go into the pile, but I need to double check. So I'm going to put that to the side down there. I need to check that one out. Next up, I don't know why I'm putting all these here. I need to put them back down there. So next up is, I'll do these together. It's the Final Destination quadrilogy and Final Destination 5. The first film is great. The others, Some are good, some ain't so good, but as a franchise, it's a keeper. And then from Studio Canal, yes, I'm going to get rid of a Studio Canal release. My old DVDs, oh no, that's the remake. Ugh. The remake's within. John Carpenter's The Fog. This is the newer version, the newer, brand new restoration Blu-ray. But I got the 4K set. I got the 4K set at one point, so no point keeping a hold of that. And then I think I can get rid of this film. Well, Haley Steinfeld's in it. Ender's Game. So Haley Steinfeld's a great actress and makes me want to watch it again. I'm going to put that into the watch pile. I have to watch it. Then we have, okay, classic in Flatliners. I never watched the remake of this. Even this film I've not seen for a long time. Next up we have The Fault in Our Stars, with a Blu-ray, DVD and digital inside. It does feel quite heavy actually. I'm not keeping that. I've not even watched it. I don't think I'll ever get round to it, so that's going. And then we have Fatal Attraction. This is the premium collection from HMV with art cards inside. Obviously it stars Michael Douglas and Glenn Close, and it's a keeper. Then from 101 Films, still unopened, Brian Dennehy and Brian Brown in FX The Complete Collection from 101 Films. And I need to watch them. I saw them once when I was really young. So I'm not sure whether I would watch them and then say I don't want to watch them again. It's possible, but at the moment that watch needs to happen. Then we have Fright Night 3D, the newer Fright Night movie. The late Anton Yelchin stars in it. Colin Farrell. I'm not keeping that. Fighting with My Family. That was quite good. I didn't mind that film at all. It was pretty good. Next up, we have The Fighter. Mark Wahlberg, Christian Bale and Amy Adams. And that's a good film. So again, going nowhere. First Man. A blockbuster that's out of this world. Ryan Gosling. I like Ryan Gosling. I've watched the film. I can't remember nothing about it. It was pretty instantly forgettable in my mind. I'm not saying it was a bad film. I'm just saying for me, I cannot recall the film at all. And that's not a good sign. And, you know, some of these films I'm keeping are far worse than this film. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this film. It's a great film. But I just cannot remember. I remember it being good, but I cannot remember it. I'm torn on that one. I'm going to put that to my side there. I'll come back to that in a minute as we go on. Then we have Flight. Denzel Washington, the one where he flies the plane upside down. Keep that. And this was quite a good film, actually. The Foreigner. Jackie Chan and Pierce Brosnan. No reversible sleeve on that, though. Then we have Forrest Gump, which will go into the get rid of pile simply because I have a 4K version of it. That will go. Now, I like World War II films and fighter pilots and all that, but I've not yet watched Fortress. I fear it's going to be a one-time watch. So, again, that's one I've got to come to. Most certainly, that can go into the get rid of pile. I'm not a Harry Potter fan or any of the wizarding world. Then we have Arnie in End of Days. This is a good film. I liked it. It was a lot darker aesthetic, a darker tone for Arnie kind of thing, more mature, devil and all that. It was pretty good. Then we have a fun film in Freaky. This was a fun movie. I enjoyed it. Can't say I didn't. Yeah. Then we have the 6-movie box set of Fast and Furious films. So keep that. And also we have, wait there a minute, Fast and Furious 7. Fast and Furious 8. Steelbook for Fast and Furious 9. Steelbook for Fast 10. Is this the last one? Or was there another one after that? I don't know. I don't know. Am I missing one? I know Hobbs and Shaw's there. That'll go into the get rid of pile because, well, I have the 4K of it. It's probably my favourite Fast and Furious film because it's standalone. But the other Fast and the Furious. Is this the one with... I think that's the latest one, isn't it? That is the latest. I can't keep up with them. Seriously, I don't mind them. I'm not really a fan of the first ones. I'll be honest. I like it when they became stupid and over-the-top action. I thought they were watchable then. And we have David Cronenberg in The Fly. Jeff Goldblum. So I'll keep that. Next up, Flight Plan with Jodie Foster. Obviously a keeper. And I quite enjoyed this, actually. I thought it was okay. Final score. Dave Bautista, Ray Stevenson, the late Ray Stevenson, and Pierce Brosnan. So I will keep that as well. Which brings me back to that. Which is a far better film than that. But I'll watch that again. I won't watch this. And that's what it's about. What will I rewatch? First Man. I won't rewatch. So I'm putting that over there now. Then we have Mel Gibson and Walton Goggins. I like Walton Goggins in Fat Man, where Mel Gibson is Father Christmas. German release, by the way, of the film. And it was fun. It was fun. It was alright. So we got a little pile there. Then we have The Family. Robert De Niro, Michelle Pfeiffer, Tommy Lee Jones. I honestly don't see myself watching that film again. So that one will go. And then we have 3 other movies here. And they're not mine, okay? They're not going anywhere because they're not mine, they're the wife's. But 50 Shades of Grey. I believe I can get rid of one of them because there's 2 copies of one. Because I picked her up this nice digibook version from Poundland. I think it was of the first one. I'd have to check that out. So, yeah. So that's that. That's that shelf done through. So what I'll do is I will put back this stuff here. Stuff that I decided to keep. Go there. Go there. Fit there. And then I've got a few to go back along there. So, Ender's Game I'll give a try. Frankenstein, I need to double check if I have a steelbook for that or not. 4K version. I don't know if I've got a 4K standard or a steelbook. I'm not sure. So what that does is that puts me to this here. So basically I've cleared this space here. The shelf's still full, but I've cleared that space. So the amount off of that shelf, again, that I am will dispose of. I'm trying to reach for it. Let's have a look at how many. Like I said, 1, 2, 3, 12. It's always around the 12 mark. That's not, that's just like, that's coincidence. Oh no, it's 11, because for some reason I've put Fat Man into my get rid of pile, and that wasn't meant to go there. So it's only 11 titles this week. So the ones we are looking at going, just to recap, is Fanboys, Footloose, because I'll have a replacement Fury because I already have a steelbook for it, but I'm going to keep the book and put that into the steelbook. That makes sense, a little addition. The Fog because it was an upgrade. It's a great film, by the way. But what I will do, I don't know why, I'll take out inside, I've got my loose DVD of the remake one with Tom Welling, which is a load of crap. It's a reading one disc, by the way, just DVD. So there's that. Then we have 14 Hour Stars, I'm not going to watch that. Then we have Fright Night in 3D. Yeah. Or, you know, it's not just in 3D, but you know what I'm saying. Forrest Gump, because I have 4K. Fantastic Beasts, and where to find them. Because I can't do Harry Potter. I thought I'd give that a try because, well, I like the era setting. Hobbs and Shaw, great film, but I have 4K. First Man, hummed and hard about it, but I don't think I will rewatch it, honestly. That's the one that I'm torn on here. And The Family can go. So there we go. We got 11 films off of that shelf, which isn't too bad at all. So I'm just getting myself back up. And let's have a quick look ahead at just a quick gander at the shelf that I'll be doing next. Okay, just a quick before I go up there, and I'm handballing this now because I've been up, looked through. So yes, so Frankenstein, Mary Shelley's will go because I do have the 4K edition like that. I didn't get steelbook for it. That's my 4K Hobbs and Shaw, so that'll go. I'm going to take that off the 4K shelf and put it with the other Fast and Furious films. And I did realise that I'd actually picked up very cheap Fast and Furious 7 on 4K. So what that means is that this Fast and Furious 7 can join the pile. So I have up that pile by a couple of releases, which is, you know, nothing to be sniffed at, is it? It's good news, I suppose, all round. I'm just putting these down to where I want them. So yeah, Hobbs and Shaw, Fast and Furious 7. So yeah, so now let's have a look on that shelf. Okay, the shelf next is this one here, and as you can see, there's actually a couple of Ghost in the Shells on that shelf. Grown Ups is there, so it's this shelf here that will to the Girl Next Doors. So yes, that shelf there will be the one to go next. Okay folks, so that's it for another episode of Culling the Collection. So not as many, but still almost around that sort of dozen per shelf amount, which isn't too bad in a sense. Now I know some people might say I'm not harsh enough to do a culling collection. I did have that comment, but it's my collection. I'll get rid of what I want to get rid of. I'm not going to do it to appease you and say, oh, I'm getting rid of all of it. Do it how I want to do it. Damn right. Anyway, so 2 weeks, see what we can get rid of that off of that shelf behind me that houses that DeLorean Playmobil. And I'll see you then. Take care all and goodbye.